So the part where I said weak hearted and weak minded is just like you gotta have thick skin on social media because somebody's gonna say something that you don't want to hear. Because I know people ask me like, hey, just like girlfriends, hey, does this dress make me look fat? Like, no, it's the fat under the dress, and it's just like it sounds harsh, but it's just like that's the truth. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, oh, no, you look good. Like, if you don't feel good, do something different. Like,
interesting.
Yeah, and then
you're listening to On the Go Voice Podcast, the best generational podcast you'll ever tune into. Listen to the voices of this generation where we seek to identify values, stimulate discussions, and vocalize the community. Hey, what's up, guys? This is your host, Charles Sabiaga, and you're listening to the last episode of our series of IPC series. And today we're going to go off the script and actually have a guest here who's going to join in on me to talk about how social media overall affects your relationship with people nowadays. A couple of days back, he posted something that was very remarkable to me, and I kind of wanted to dive in on it just to discuss it. And his name is Marco Blount, also known as Prince Blount on social media. Say hi, by the way, brother.
What's up? How y'all doing?
Good, man. So when I met Marco, I just realized today that I actually met him at a tavern. He used to work there, and then I would come there a lot when I turned 21. I don't know if you remember that time, bro, but it was like back in 2016. Some guy fought me. It was around like summer before I left to Long Beach. There was this guy who fought me because I guess someone told him that I was dancing with his girl or ex in the past, but it was interesting. So I came to Long Beach with a cracked glasses, or at least like a bruise in my face. I don't remember if you see that, but it was short. It wasn't even a fight because I didn't really put up one.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna put up a fight in the middle of people, and I had no reason to get this guy. But anyways, what do you do now, if you mind me asking?
I still do security. I do private security now, though, in the private sector. So that's more of a one-on-one with a client instead of dealing with a crowd. So
Right.
I like it better.
Yeah, and he's also a podcaster with Four Locos, right?
Indeed, I am.
Yeah. How'd you get involved in that, by the way?
So the guys at the radio station, Rico and Mambo, they do the dilemma of the day in the mornings, and I started commenting on it, just commenting random shit that comes to mind.
Yeah. What did you post, or what would you comment?
They would just post. It's just anything. Like, they post people's like the dilemmas, people's problems. So I'll just post what came to mind, what I thought was the right answer to it, and people started liking it. So
do you remember any of them that you posted the whole back?
Nah, just
for anybody listening, he's actually really funny if you just follow him on social media. But the funny thing is, like he said, he's very, I think, reserved, kind of quiet if you never met him in person. But on the other end, like, if you see him on social media, he's pretty active. You're on Instagram, getting on TikTok as well,
TikTok,
right? Yeah. What's your experience on TikTok so far?
TikTok, it's fun. It's just doing different creative things. I'm not one to video edit stuff like crazy, but with TikTok, it's so ABC that anybody can do it. It's fun. It's a good time.
You've been getting creative with it.
Yeah, it's
an
so
interesting
much
little platform. Yeah, it's funny. I got on it recently too, so I'll drop your link for anybody that want to listen. But so I want to jump into the post that you mentioned. Do you mind if I read it, or do you want to read
go
it?
ahead.
All right. So he posted, "Social media is not a place for the weak-hearted or weak-minded. These platforms will consume you slowly. They take away valuable pieces of you, confidence, ambition, and self-esteem. Likes and followers do not define you as a person. Just because a person follows you doesn't mean they like you. For every 1 like, you have 10 dislikes with 100 views. The more exposure and attention you receive, the darker the social media will become to you, to the point where it's so toxic, you begin to conform to please total strangers. And then you bold it out. You know my social media, but you don't understand me," quote unquote. And then after that, "It's the realest way I can describe social media for me personally. It's an escape from reality into a fictional space." When you wrote that, what was on your mind? Usually, you have a rare times when you post like your mindset, but most of the time you just posting about memes or something hilarious about Four Logos, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I was just seeing people going on there talking about, I'm getting tired of people talking shit to me on Instagram. I'm just like, yo, like the more attention you get out there, that's just what you're gonna get. Like it's expected. Somebody's not gonna like what you're doing.
Exactly.
You can't please everybody, and when you please one person, you're gonna displease another.
Right.
I just think as long as you're happy, do what you're doing.
And on that end too, I also see that people kind of complain that, but they don't. I think they just have lack of self-control. I mean, I came across that as well myself, you know.
Yeah, some people don't have self-control, but I mean, it just all depends on the person. Like some people, I don't care. Tell me what you want. I even repost it. You talking shit, I'll repost. I don't care. Like I just laugh it off.
It's funny. I don't. Sometimes when you post with your mostly they're your friends repost. Right?
Yeah.
I just it's very dynamic to the point where I'm just like, I don't know if they're actually talking shit or just like it's very serious about it.
To me, if there's no facts in there, it's just shit talking.
Oh, just shit talking.
Shit talking going back and forth. It's whatever to me.
It's funny. It's funny.
Yeah.
And so one of the things I want to dive in was you said this was not a place for the weak-hearted or weak-minded, and that the platforms will consume you slowly.
Yeah.
Do you want to elaborate on that? And like, what's your thoughts on it?
So the part where I said weak-hearted and weak-minded is just like you gotta have thick skin on social media, because somebody's gonna say something that you don't want to hear. Because I know people ask me like, hey, just like girlfriends, hey, does this dress make me look fat? Like, no, it's the fat under the dress, and it's just like it sounds harsh, but it's just like that's the truth. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, oh, no, you look good. Like, if you don't feel good, do something different. Like,
interesting.
Yeah, and then the weak heart is just like I said, you gotta have thick skin. You can't be on here putting your feelings on display and then not expect somebody that doesn't like you to attack that.
It's true. So that makes me the curiosity. You were born here, right?
Yeah, I was born and raised in
Okay. And I didn't know this until you started speaking Spanish on your Instagram. You're half Mexican?
Yeah, half Mexican.
Interesting. Your family's from what part of Mexico?
My mom's from Uriangato, Guanajuato.
Oh damn!
Yeah.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, that's deep. It's deep in there.
Dang, you said that with accent too.
Yeah,
for sure, bro. And then so my question is, for you to experience that, like, oh, you had to be weak-hearted, or I mean, you had to be strong on social media. You're obviously very, very active on it. You use it as a platform to kind of just like rant about stupid, random things, and sometimes things that are meaningful to you. Yeah. Right. What was there ever a time in your life when that shifted, or have you always been like that?
I think I've always been like I have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. So on every platform, it's just like I use it for different purposes. Like Facebook, family, right off the bat. Instagram, just jokes and talking shit and seeing girls on there.
I want to dive in on that.
Yeah. Twitter, I use it to take down notes, because when I drive, I listen to audiobooks, and then I'll hear something that's meaningful to me, so I'll write it. I like type it out and like post it as a tweet, like whatever, like, because I really don't follow people on Twitter.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just like whatever to me.
Yeah. For me, I use Twitter mostly for, like, I actually started muting people that I didn't want to see, because they just ran and complained about their life, to be honest.
Yeah.
And so I started following people who have, I guess, relative results that I want to look into, and they would post about relevant things that I think is more important. Instagram, more for my podcast, and definitely more expanding and bringing awareness to the people I'm connecting with, and a little bit about me. TikTok, an interesting one.
TikTok's just fun.
Facebook, totally family. I haven't been on it, to be honest.
No, I use it. I use it daily.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, what was I going with this thing? I know social media. You said you've always been like that, and based on the social media. Well, I think that's the funny thing. When with social media nowadays as a generation, we have different uses for it. Yeah. And for you might use it just to fuck around, just mess around, and talk shit, just to entertain, and mostly entertain yourself, right?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Because I go back and look at stuff, and I'm just like, damn.
But people can get offended.
Yeah, they do. Some people do get offended.
Have anyone ever like gotten super offended about your posts, or to the point where like they block you or anything like that?
Not for those. I mean, I've been blocked, but I guess not for. I don't want to say
not for that reason.
Not for those reasons, no. But I've been blocked just for, I guess, being too honest. Like, I don't know. I can't sit here and lie to you about something. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and like give you the ugly. I'd rather give you the ugly truth than give you the sugar-coated pie.
Yeah, I feel you, man.
I just so people block me for that.
Interesting. Mostly women or guys?
I think mainly women. I mean, a few guys have blocked me, but Oh well, okay. I don't care.
I feel like someone might perceive you as a bully on social media.
I'm not. I'm just honest. It's
That's
just
true.
honesty.
Some people, that's where you have to have a strong.
That's why I say you have
minded,
to be. You have to
strong
be
heart.
real. You cannot take what I say to heart. Because if I tell you something, that's just my truth. That's it.
And that's very important too, because people get offended easily in social media. But even then, following back up on that post, you said that what is it? Social media takes away valuable pieces of you, confidence, ambition, self-esteem, and you try to please people, right? And then I think with this generation, we're obviously, I think the way I conceptualized it is back then, right? The Y generation used the TV as a media to kind of relate and conceptualize about life or what's going on. But now social media is a way of that. We see reposts, we see people talking about their life.
Yeah, but I think the Y generation had it better because social media, you actually see it and you're putting yourself out there and people are just like, oh, I need to look like, everybody wants to look like Kylie Jenner. Why? I have no idea. Nobody wants to be unique anymore. Everybody wants, I need the big lips, I need the big butt, I need the big titties. Like, for what?
That's
like,
true.
At the end of the day.
I think what it is that, like, there is a sense of, there's a possibility, but like, they make it so that if they're not that person, they're not worth enough. And
that's where they take their own value away, because they want to bring to the table what everybody else is already bringing, so they could blend in. Nobody likes to stand out anymore nowadays. They let others stand out, and if it works for others, then they copy that.
It's interesting because I feel like it gets uncomfortable when you see yourself being individual, or like standing out from everybody else. But nowadays, I mean, for me, the people I've talked to, they like to find ways to kind of stand out, which is interesting,
Go on the Explore page.
Yeah,
you'll see.
Explore page.
Same thing. It's like,
what do you see?
On my Explore page, it's just really girls in cars, but like literally all the girls literally wearing the same stuff, doing the same lip injections and all that. Like, it's cool. Like, if it makes you feel good, do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But don't do it for yourself before
don't
you do it
attach
for
yourself
everybody else.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that's the problem with people too, because then they just kind of allow themselves to think that that's what they're supposed to be, but that's not where it's at. It's just a part. What you said here too, you only see my social media, but you don't really understand me. And let me take a step back on that. I think when you said my social media, and I think it goes for all these brands as well. Yeah, they'll only post about what they want you to see. And now people are thinking that because of that they might be happy, so then other followers are trying to like construct and be a part of this, and they try to conform and be like Kylie Jenner or whatever it is, which is kind of a sad thing. But for the most part, so it's kind of like toxic at that time. I think that's where people get lost, right?
People get lost and toxified. They do it to themselves.
Yeah. The other part that I wanted to touch on is you also said, I think this was maybe it was just me. I might have been reading this in a different different wavelength. Yeah, just point of view. From the second part was maybe because I didn't know how to connect it. For everyone, like, you have 10 dislikes with 100 views. The more exposure and attention you receive, the darker the social media will become to you. What was going through your mind when you posted that part? Because I'm actually genuinely curious.
So you see a lot of, like, I keep my profile open in public. Like, there's no need to keep it private, because at the end of the day, there's somebody screenshotting your profile and sending it to the person that wants to see it without, because there's people that will come look at your stuff, but they don't support, they don't give you a like, they don't comment, they don't care. They just want to see what you're doing. They want to keep up with you. So that's why with the 10 views thing, because if you go on people's videos and you click the views, it'll say like, oh, they have 10,000 views, but 200 likes. It's just like, so many people came and saw.
Wait, repeat that again. You said,
you go click on a video, anybody's video. Let's say it has 10,000 views, but then you click on it and it only has like 200 likes. Okay, makes sense. Just like all those people came to see, and only a few, not even a microscopic amount, supported you. So it's just like everybody's here to see the show, but nobody wants to pay for it.
And let's talk about even micro scale of that. Like, let's just say someone local with up to 3,000 to less followers, right?
Oh, yeah.
They might post something, and like you said, maybe you'll get out of those about 10 people to actually look at your or like your shit and tell you. And then you're right, most people just go on social media to look at your shit, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing or a good thing. And it could be both for one end. Depends on the person.
Depends on how it's being
right?
used. Yeah, because I mean, there's a lot of people that's just like, and I don't even take the time to block people anymore because it's like, for what? Because at the end of the day, they have a friend that you don't know that they're connected to. That's gonna, oh hey, look, this is what they're doing. Screenshot. Let me send it to you. So it doesn't even matter. Like you're still.
I don't even know.
Out there.
I'm not even aware if people even do that. The funny thing is,
people do that.
do people do that to you?
Not to me, but they ask, hey, so what's up with so and so? It's just like, why don't you go look at it yourself?
Why are you asking about me?
Like,
that is interesting. Even in work, and people
weird.
do that to me.
Yeah, I'm telling you. It's just like, hey, do you know about so and so? Like, what do you mean? Like this person? Oh yeah, why don't you go on there? Oh, I'm blocked. Like, makes sense. Like no.
Wait, does it actually have to do with anything with their relationship, or is it just
just like it's
just
either like
stalking
one
them?
of their exes, like just somebody that they want to get in. They want to get in their inner circle, and it's just like, I'm not gonna help you. Do it yourself.
There's just a sense of like, damn, still kind of being stuck in there. Huh?
And it's just like, I'm not gonna help you. I'm not gonna help you. Treadmill yourself.
It's like, hey, let me get in real quick.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, I started to think about that, right?
Yeah.
I started to see that because we use social media for different reasons, it might define. I used to think that every person I follow was my friend, right? So me growing up with this digital, you're what? 30, right? Yeah. 24, turning 25 this year. It was a time when I was growing up with Facebook and Instagram before it actually became super. Now it has over almost 1 billion users, right? It's like 800 million users now. But when I started using that, at first for me it was to be friends with people. Like I thought following people was a way to be quote unquote cool with them. And now as I'm growing up, that I started to realize, maybe that's not the case.
No.
You know, because maybe people will literally just want to see, because maybe they just want mutuality.
They just want to come and see the show.
Yeah.
They just want to see what you're doing. Like, why is he doing that and I'm not doing that? Like stuff like that. I'm telling you, that's what that is.
It's so funny because I do have people telling me, oh yeah, I've seen your post, but like, hey bro, like you didn't comment or like, not that I'm entitled to it.
Yeah, no, of course, but like at the end of it's like
curiosity, you know.
So you're just watching me, like it's like it's weird. Like I have people come up to me and I don't like when people come up to, hey, like I love what you commented on the dilemma. Like I'm cool. I'll have a conversation with you the whole time, but I'm not. But don't get upset when I don't recognize you. You know, like it's just like I'm sorry, like I don't recognize you.
Yeah, it's just the platform. It's just the what's the word I'm looking for? I wouldn't say just a bridge, but it's also just an outlet for communicating words, pictures, videos.
And then it's cool because you could connect with people worldwide. So it's like, all right, cool.
And even for me, like I still sometimes have a hard time trying to conceptualize what is the use of like social media, because there's no control compared to TV. It's like a one-way show, right?
Yeah.
Social media gives you feedback. Yeah. Meaning the way people respond is essentially how you've been interacting as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Which can lead to that toxic side, because now you start to conceptualize that, oh shit, well maybe no one's liking my shit, maybe I'm just not good enough. And then some people leave social media, and which is fine, might be good for you, but I think they're just using it to the wrong usage. And the more we start as a generation start to understand what the platform is used for us in our lives, the easier it is to be at peace.
Yeah, but some people go on there and they're just total 360 from what they actually like.
So toxic.
Yeah, it's just like, I know some people that are on there just like, oh, be loyal to the ones you love and blah blah blah. But then me knowing them personally, it's just like, bro, like you've been cheating on your girl for like how long? Like, what are you talking about?
How do you even know this,
don't
bro?
Come on, because I don't know why people confide and come up to like, hey, can I talk to you? I'm like, yeah, let's talk. Oh, give me advice on this. It's like, all right, cool. But it's just like, yo, like, don't put out a fake image if you're not even following that blueprint. Like, that's not cool.
That's not you.
That's not cool at all. Like, if you're gonna put a blueprint, make sure you're following it too. Because if not, then that's just fake.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. I think that's what, like I said, that's when people start to fall on this false identity.
Yeah.
Right. And then they no longer they get lost in the process.
Yeah, exactly.
So then I also start to question, then if we're not using social media let me rephrase that question. if we're using social media through different uses and different purposes, but there's also relationships in there involved, then with those other people, would you consider those real relationships, or it's just like connections?
No, I mean, so with some people, I've genuinely made strong connections with that to this day. That I talk to Dave
exactly,
and hang out with and whatnot. Yeah, so I mean, there is a chance to make connections with people on there, but other people on there, it's just like there's people that I've talked to on there for months, years, and I've never met up with them or anything. We live in the same city, never run into them.
Right.
It's just great conversation on social media, so that's just what it is.
And I think that's what we need to also distinguish when it comes down to it. Our uses and relationship with social media, with the people that we have out there. There's people that's gonna be there with you, but at the same time, there's people who you should not try to please, but you could stay connected and just say, hey, I just follow them for their content.
Yeah.
Right. And being able to distinguish that, and they don't respond, or they don't like me, or especially let's what about guys, right? I hear this from girls all the time. Like they throw fits when women don't give them the response they want.
Oh my god, I see so many. I have okay, I want to say this politically correct. I have girlfriends that they're like, man, this guy, he's having a conversation with himself, and they'll show me, and it's just like, hey, beautiful, what are you doing Tuesday? Hey, you want to go out today? Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays, as the weekend, just like going crazy. Like, dude, like if she didn't reply the second time, stop.
Like I think there's a middle between like shooting your shot, but versus I guess the other side would just be over fantasizing it, taking it too far, where okay, this is my only way of connection,
and it's just weird because I get it. I see why some of these guys do what they do. It's just like the girls will be on there putting themselves bikini shots in the summer, especially in the summer. Summertime's the best time to be on Instagram. It's just like bikini shots, partying. Yeah, that's the best time to be on Instagram, partying and whatnot. And guys will just keep trying until the girl actually like, all right, I'll give you a chance. But
okay. But I mean, sometimes you just gotta.
Some guys don't know. Some guys don't understand that. It's just like relax, fall back, let it be.
And it's a sad. I think it's just like. Well, I don't even know what the word to put it together when people kind of just like get lost in that process of just trying to hit on every woman that they have. I feel like they're just kind of like masking parts of the things that they're afraid of, or what they might have experienced maybe in their past ex or something, or and that's what I want to bring awareness about, like, because social media can definitely get toxic.
Oh yeah.
So like I'm trying to figure out like how can I get people to see this in a different light, where there's a balance between using it for good but like not using it where it becomes super toxic to you.
It's like some guys are like, that's the only way they'll talk to girls. Like they're super brave on social media, like talking to girls all smooth, but then they meet up in person and it's just like, oh,
like, dude, what are you,
hi. Like, what?
It's interesting too. I mean, even intimidation, right? When people will threaten you on social media.
That's just so dumb. For what? Like you're 20 miles away from me right now. Like,
exactly. Well, I mean, even not even here, even your local city, right? People will still do that, but
it's so stupid. I just ignore, delete. Like
I'm
not reading this. I'm not reading this. We run into each other all the time. And you want to say something on the Instagram?
Yeah. It's such a waste of time. But so I also wanted to jump in on what you were experiencing on social media. And I know you said for mainly Instagram, you use it to like talk shit, but also to interact with people, because this is a relationship series. What do you use it? Okay, you said you use it to just talk shit to people, and that's basically your brohood, your brothers, right? Your closer friends that you can keep following up, and also nurturing that relationship, but also just keep that close together. But with other people, what's your experience with building a relationship with people online?
I met my friend Sergio. He was on the podcast with me. I met him in the comment section. Like me and him just started commenting on stuff, tagging each other on stuff, and then one day we met. I ran into him outside of Food for Less. I was walking. I had no idea who he was. I was like, oh, I'm about to get jacked. I was like, shit. then he started talking about Facebook, and I was like, oh, okay, Sergio. I was like, all right, cool, yeah. So
wait, he approached you?
yeah, so I was walking out and he was walking in, and he's like, hey, what's up, bro? And I looked up, I was like, oh shit. I was like, all right, yeah, we were talking, and then he said dilemma, and as soon as he said dilemma, I was like, Sergio. I was like, all right, cool, like. So, and me and him, we've been cool. It's been 3 years. I want to say, I think 2. Yeah.
Oh, well.
So we've been cool. And I mean, I met a few people on there, but it's just like, nothing like, oh yeah, these are really cool friends.
Yeah.
Like,
do you like use the, that's dope, by the way, that you met some close friends through that. Because I've met some great connections as well. It's definitely a great way to network when it comes down to it. Or even, you know, build some foundation of a circle in a way. But for women, do you?
I've met a few girls on Instagram, but it's just like they know what they're there for. Like they go for what they want, and it's just like, all right, like sometimes I'll entertain it, sometimes I'm just like, nah, I'm not interested. Like, cause I mean, I don't know. I got on my partying out at the tavern. Like a tavern, I used to work the door, and it was just like I was just there, and it was so easy. Like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
So on Instagram, I mean, I want to say out of 20 conversations that I have on there, I probably shot my shot once or twice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. So it's like, it's not, I don't know. I'd rather shoot my shot in person. Like, I don't know. I feel in person it's more personal.
Yeah.
Because on Instagram, I could just, hey girl, what's up? I mean, I get it if she lives far away. All right, cool. But.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel it's always been, I mean, I've been on, like I said, growing up with social media. Yeah. That's where I initially started to shoot my shots with women. But like I've never found, I don't say I wouldn't find it effective. It wasn't the best way for me.
No, I mean, it sometimes depends on, like I said, depends on what kind of shot you're shooting. If you're just shooting a shot for like a one night stand, like, all right, cool, whatever.
How do you even do that, dude?
I'm telling you, some of these girls, the shit that's in my DMs is just like, yo, like, are you serious? Like, I thought guys were savages. Some of these girls like, hey, what are you doing? It's like,
what?
It's 2 a.m. I'm in bed. What are you talking about? Trying to sleep. Like, oh, come on. Like, yeah. So it's like, I mean,
so you're flipping the script on that.
So it's just like, I'm not even. I'm good. It's just like everybody like, oh, people always see me out with a girl, and it's just like, all right, cool. Like
that's true.
I'm just with like, I don't know. I like hanging out with girls more than guys. Like they're.
I respect
chill
it.
Because going out if I go out with a group of guys, we're trying to get girls, and it's just like, we're all gonna lust for the same girl, and then we're all gonna try to talk to her, and it's a waste of my time. I could just be with one girl already. I'm good.
Yeah,
like no point. I'm not wasting time.
Yeah, let me pause real quick. All right, guys, welcome back to the On the Go Voice podcast. We're gonna transition this to Marco and see what he's about. I mean, you were in the military for how long, bro?
I did 8 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for serving, by the way.
No problem. Thanks for paying your taxes.
That's funny. What do you? I know you said you're also you're with Four Locos.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing? What's the mission behind that?
Oh man. Yeah. And Mambo's told me the mission so many times, and I never grasped it. But the intent is to grow with so the Four Locos is under the Rico and Mambo Presents, so under that umbrella. So we're just trying to grow and expand from there into different, like, so let's say one day I just branch off and have my own podcast.
Okay.
The other guys branch off and do their own thing, but under the same umbrella. But
and that's interesting too, because I was talking to a friend, actually Byron. I was talking about how, if you personally brand yourself, if you have different projects, you can branch out and say, hey, this is also what I do, because you like me, you might be able to go to that thing.
Yeah.
So what initially drove you to decide, hey, I'm down to commit to this?
Because people always tell me like, hey, you should make a YouTube channel, and I'm just like, oh, nah, I'll do it one day. And then I was like, you know what? Let me start off with a podcast, see what that's like, see what that's.
So what are your thoughts on it now? Are you thinking about like putting your? I mean, you're already on TikTok.
I'm on TikTok, yeah, but I don't know. Like, I'm not that creative with. I mean, I'm not that creative with
same here.
Production. So it's just like, I don't know, but I mean, I am gonna start doing some skits with mystery friend.
Oh, okay. That's a good little start.
Yeah, so we'll see what goes from there. She's pretty handy with the production, so we'll see.
Oh, all right, guys.
Oh yeah, I'm not doing skits with guys. What?
You could. I mean, it was a fun.
I mean, I could. Yeah.
There's a couple of funny folks out here in 805, right?
There's a good handful. There's a couple.
Yeah, and some of them are you pretty close to. And okay, so with that being said, I mean, have you ever thought about like maybe in the future building a team or?
Maybe in the future, but as of now, like I'm trying to build myself before I build a team, because I'm still I'm still under construction myself. So
what does that mean, if you don't mind me asking?
So no, that's good. So basically, like I still need to establish myself, like with like I'm doing the Four Locos thing, and I'm going to like. I feel like I have all the time in the world, but looking at it closely, I do not. Because I go to work early in the morning. When I get off, I go to the gym.
Okay. So for the time being is what you're saying. Okay.
For the time being. So I'm just trying to establish a good routine for myself, and then when I could add more. Like now, like I said, I'm gonna do skits with that mystery person. It's just like, all right, I'm adding.
That's one little project.
Yeah, that's one little project, just adding to myself. So it's just like I just want to have a good balance between life and leisure. So
I feel like you have a great personality too. That's why I think people would come to you, but for the funny part, but also because I think you have wisdom when it comes to experiences that can be valuable for people to listen into. I
always tell people all the time. I speak from experience. I'm not gonna tell you some stuff. I'm not gonna listen to your problem and tell you like, oh, you should do this. Suggest things like I don't suggest stuff I don't know. I'm gonna tell you from experience. And anytime I give somebody advice, it's just like, hey, like I've been through that. I did this. Yeah. Or it didn't work out for me. You should try something different. Just heads up kind of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna be okay. That's dope that you're taking advantage of your opportunity for the podcast. I mean, even this is a way to kind of put yourself out there as well. Because now people will come across, who I come across, will be like, oh dang, that guy was. Oh dang, cool.
I see that guy Jim. He looks like an asshole, but he's kind of nice.
We'll see.
I get that a lot.
Oh man, but that's cool. You come in and out all the time. It's just you're there, and then you also do reviews.
I do my Yelp reviews.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Some people don't like it.
By the way, thanks for redoing our review.
I had to. You got man. Whoever was in charge before, that gym was just tore. I would walk in and it's like piss on the floor. I'm like, bro, like I got these shoes on now. I gotta step in piss. Like no.
It's under better management.
It's under better
leadership.
Better management, better staff. Everything's like I like. That's why I've been going more consistently there than the collection now. So it's just like that's a big change. Like
I might be going to the actually, but I shouldn't say that soon. But but that's cool, man. What gave you the idea of like doing the reviews? I was actually curious,
I started. I used to work at a gym in Camarillo, and my boss was like, "Hey, I need you to Yelp the gym," and I was like, "What is that?" And she's like, "You just go on there and comment that you really like the gym, blah blah blah. Just be honest." And I was like, "Okay." So I commented and I started liking it. So I was like, "All right, cool." So anywhere I go, if I haven't been, I'll take the time to actually experience the place and see what it's like, see what they're about, and if it's cool. If I have a good time there, I'm gonna give you a good review. But if I have a bad experience, I'm gonna give you my honest review. Like I'm not gonna sit there and sugarcoat anything.
Some of your reviews are actually really funny. I forgot some of them, but
my favorite, probably so far, my favorite one is Stacked, because I went with my friend. I like to embarrass my friend. Stacked in Thousand Oaks, the restaurant. We went in there to eat, and I put her down as my side. I took a picture of her and I put her down as my side chick. The waitress the whole time thought she was my side chick. She thought I was married. Yeah.
So what did the waiter?
And then she was cool. She was just like, "Oh, don't worry, I won't tell anybody. Like, oh, these are special." Blah blah blah. I was like, "All right, cool." Like it was cool.
That's hilarious, bro.
They got 5 stars.
Oh, okay. Should definitely do a skit on that as well. That's actually a pretty funny idea if you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But okay, cool. Well, is there anything else that you wanted to mention, on this podcast before we wrap it up?
Let's see. Dang. Don't forget to vote this year. Do not forget to vote. It makes a difference. Follow my Instagram.
Okay.
At Prince Blount, or follow us on Four Locos.
Yes, sir.
And that's about it.
Cool. I mean, thanks for being on. That's dope.
Thanks for having me.
I know you got the podcast coming up too, so you're doing another work.
Do that today.
But so I think you're the last one for this series before I transition to the business one. So I need to.
Business people.
I'm already all booked up.
Oh, never mind. Sorry.
Although, don't hold back, because I am looking for people.
Sorry, Rico J. You know Rico?
I don't. Rico? No, actually.
Rico J.
So I'm actually gonna. Okay, so maybe I should. Oh, whatever. That's not yet. So I have a series called Finance. I haven't titled it yet, but he's gonna be there. Talk about why people should get into, or why is a good time to buy a house, or your mortgage through him, not just through him, but like in general. What's the market like? I'm gonna pick his brain through that.
Okay.
So he's gonna be on that, and a couple of more other series, and it's just a lot. It's a lot going on. Hopefully, this thing comes down to work in time. It's growing.
Yeah, of course, over time.
Yeah, for
Slowly
sure.
but surely.
Exactly. Well, yeah, bro. Well, thanks for being on.
Thanks for
Appreciate you
having me.
taking the time, and we'll see you back if it comes down to another time again. Because this podcast will be here.
I'll be here.
All right, cool. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll see you again on the next series. This should be the end one. I've been kind of slow on the production side because just personal stuff going on, but I'm not gonna let it stop me.
No, of course not. Gotta keep moving forward.
There we go. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Have a great one.